Okay, I'm recording this video for those of you taking, what are they taking? AP. We got it. Okay, we're losing someone else now.
Perfect.
Juan, it's you.
For what?
I guess you're taking the CASP test. Watch the video. Watch the video.
No.
No. All right. It's the sequence below arithmetic. What is the common difference? Is it arithmetic? Say yes. And my common difference is what? What am I adding? -2. It's decrease. You always have to add. So that's all you got to do for that. Boom. Yes, it's arithmetic. Common difference, adding -2. And this is for you chemistry people, right? Analyzing arithmetic sequence. Please write down this equation. We're going to be using the arithmetic sequence. Analyzing this arithmetic sequence. This is, normally we've been doing the arithmetic sequence where we've been given the, we got to find the zero term, right? Well, now this formula says we can just find the first term. First term. Given the first term. This is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. A sub 1 is the first term. Okay? This is where we plug in the first term, which is what we're getting. With this formula, we don't need to do the table and make the zero term. We plug in the first term, and then we plug in the difference, then we combine it, and we have our equation. All right. So make sure you write that down. Okay. So in order to do this, you need the first term and the common difference. All right. So let's go ahead and do number 11 on your assignment. I'll give you guys a second to do your homework out. We're doing number 11. We use this formula, okay? Write a rule for the arithmetic sequence. The important thing is you need to know what the sequence is in order to use this equation. This equation is for the arithmetic sequence. So you need to see that word arithmetic before you start using this equation, okay? And so we have write a rule for the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so for our rule is, we have the first term is -3. And each term is 6 less than the previous term. So I'll use a second to write that down, and then we'll go ahead and talk about this. Okay, so here, this gives us the first term. And what's the common difference? Did I ask you guys that? I can't remember what we said. What's the common difference? Whoa, sorry, I fell asleep there for a second. What were we talking about again? Dear, what were we talking about? Do you even hear what I asked you? Oh, shoot, that's tough. Evelyn, what were we talking about again? Do you even hear what I asked you? Carla? I see. Do you know what we're talking about? Yes, what's the common difference? That's what we're asking for, dear. What is a common difference? Leilani, what's the common difference? -6, right? The first term is -3. Each term is 6 less than the previous term, which means we take away 6, right? So our first term is represented by this. Let's write out, we'll write first term is going to be a sub 1. We'll list our first term is going to be what? -3. So there's our first term. A sub 1 is equal to -3. Our common difference is equal to D equals -6. That's what Leilani said. So we got our D, we got our A sub 1. So what did you say? My collection's complete. What did we say? A sub 1 equals -3. Our common difference is equal to -6, right? We're going to use this formula. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the difference. This will get us the rule based on the information that we have, right? Now, I'm going to go back. But before we get to this, let's look at the way we did it before. Is it that one? And what we did before was we said, you don't even need to write this down. We could do it the table way. Okay, you could watch this down. This could be Godzilla time if you want. But the first term is -3, right? And then 6 less. Take away 6, -9, take away 6, -15, da-da-da-da-da. Now, in order to write the equation, we needed the 0 term, right? So we add 6 to it, and we get 3. And then we said our equation was A sub n equals -6n, because that's a common difference, plus the 0 term, which is 3. Right? You guys see that? Now, what we're going to do now is, wait, where'd my thing go? There it is. Okay. But we got to find the 0 term. Let's do it the first term, right? So we got to plug it into this equation. So here we go. A sub n. What do I plug in for A sub 1? Someone yell it out. -3 plus, now leave this as n, minus 1 times the common difference of -6. So this will give us the rule. But now we have to simplify it. Okay, let's make it purdy. N minus 1 times -6. Multiply -6 times n. Multiply -6 times -1. A sub n equals -3 plus, whoops, instead of plus, I'm going to say -6 times n is minus 6n, because it's a minus now because of the negative, plus 6. Now, do you guys remember how we found the 0 term for this? Don't say anything if you remember. Good. That's great. Because what we did was, let me start getting rid of these. Sorry. Here, let me pause this as I get situated. This formula gets us to add 6 to the first term. See how it kind of does that? That's why the -1 here. It makes you re-add back what it was. Yes, one. You did it already?
Yeah.
So 6 plus -3, A sub n equals -6, and 6 minus 3 is plus 3. And that gets you the equation just by plugging it in. Plug it in, plug it in. My battery is, I'm at 120%. It's a lot. I'm like above the battery level. Right? Want me to give you guys some energy? I can't touch you guys or else I'll get fired. So I don't know how I give you energy. So, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how I get the energy. Oh, what are we at here? So, okay, anyway. So this, you guys see basically what this is showing us here is, right? you plug it in and you find the rule, right? That's what we do. You plug in your first term, plug in your common difference, put it together, and boom. Now, this is all we're basically going to work on today, except sometimes you won't be given the first term. Sometimes you won't be given the common difference. So how do we do it? On the next one, let's see here. Oh, let's do this one. Solve for the nth term using the formula. Okay, so go ahead and write these down. This is number 15 on your assignment. Now, this is the same exact thing. We are given the first term in the common difference. So go ahead and we'll see if we can find the equation using this. So I'm going to pause it for a second. So I'm going to ask, Melanie, what's my first term? 51. So we got, let's first write the equation down. A sub 1 equals, A sub n, equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Melanie said the first term is 51, right? What is my common difference? Emily, what's my common difference? I'm taking away 3. You see I'm taking away 3. So I'm taking away 3. So we're going to say A sub n equals 51 times, hey, go back, plus n minus 1 times d is negative 3. Okay, you guys go ahead and try to simplify that, see what the rule is. When I say the rule, it's that A sub 1 equals something n plus something, right? Let's go ahead. Negative 3 times n, negative 3 times 1. A sub n equals 51 minus 3n plus 3. There we're adding our 3 back, right? So we get A sub n equals 51 plus 3, negative 3n plus 54. You guys get that? All right. Good. Oh. We have to identify the 20th term. So how do you do that? You guys know? Well, you plug in 20 for n. A sub n equals negative 3 times 20 plus 54. Right? Then you say, hey, negative 3 times 20 is negative 60 plus 54. Different signs, so we subtract. We get, sorry, let's just say, instead of A sub n, let's change this to A sub 20, right? A sub 20, A sub 20, A sub 20 equals negative 6. That is my 20th term. But that's given the first term and the common difference. Okay, now look here. We are not given the first term. We're given the 11th term. Okay, you see how do I know it's the 11th term? The 11th term is 43, right? So whatever the first, so we have to figure out the first term. We're given the common difference. We're not given the first term. So how do we do this? Let's write our equation. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Now let's do with what we have. Should I pause? I'll pause. Okay, the question is, what is the right rule for the nth term? What we're basically asking there, that's a good question, by the way, Jackie, is the nth term looks like this. We leave it in terms of n. This is the nth term. So it's the rule. Okay, that's the nth term. So what is the nth term? Okay, well, first I have to figure out the first term. Let's plug in what we know. We know that a sub 11 is 43. So instead of a sub n, we're going to put in our 11th term. So I'm going to put in 43 for a sub n equals a sub 1 plus, what term is this? What term is the 43rd term? The 11th term. So I'm going to put 11 for n, 11 minus 1, times the common difference, which is 5. Now that's going to give me my first term. So we just basically break it down. Parentheses first, right? What's 11 take away 1? Minus 1 is 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is 43 equals a sub 1 plus 50. Then we see, but you guys see how this is solving us for the first term? Subtract 50, minus 50, negative 7 equals a sub 1. Is that our answer? What's the question? Evelyn, you remember what the question is? Find the nth term. Okay, we found the first term. We're at nth term. We got to go back to our original equation. So our original equation is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. We could fit it over here. So I'm going to rewrite it here. I'll do it in black. Starting over. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Now, this formula is set up if we have the first term and the common difference. Guess what? We solve for the first term, and we do have the common difference of 5, right? So we just do what we did before. A sub n equals, what's my first term? Negative 7 plus n minus 1 times the common difference of 5. Okay, now you guys go ahead and find got this. Okay, rule. So 5 times n, 5 times negative 1. Negative 7 plus 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Negative 7 plus negative 5. They're both negative, so we add them, right? Is 5n minus 12. Now, how do you check your answer? Well, plug in, you can check it by plugging in 11. You should get 43, right? So 5 times 11 minus 12. 5 times 11 is 55 minus 12, and that is 43. Okay, boom. So I know my answer is correct. You can check it that way, right? Just plug it in. So we've solved one where we're given the first term and the common difference. We solved one where we're given only the difference. Guess what we're going to do next? Anyway, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Plug in, solving for the first term. First term is negative 7. Then we plug the negative 7 into here. Then we get 5 minus 12. Okay, so now we're given one where we're not given the first term and we're not given the common difference. But we're given 2 terms. So as long as you're given 2 terms, you can figure it out. And you have to be told that it's arithmetic. Because you see arithmetic, you're thinking, that's one thing about this chapter, by the way, is there's a lot of formulas to remember. Okay, so I don't know if you want to like do note cards or something like that, but this is the formula you have to know. It's the arithmetic sequence. And so if it's arithmetic, we say, oh, yo, it's a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, if it's arithmetic, that's what we're going to use. Now, I'm given two terms. We do one in red and one in blue. Okay, the first one I'm given the fifth term, which is 41. So I'm going to take this formula, and I'm going to write, instead of a sub n, I'm going to write 41 equals a sub 1 plus, now this is my n, 5 minus 1 times the common difference d. So see, I plugged in my fifth term and I plugged in 5, right? Because it's the fifth term. Let's simplify it. 41 equals a sub 1 plus 4d. Because 5 minus 1 is 4. Now we'll do the same thing with this one. So you guys set up this one, the a sub d. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, so let's plug in this one. I'm doing blue, and we got a sub n now is 96 equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 is 10 minus 1 times the common difference d. Okay, let's simplify this. 96 equals a sub 1 plus 9d. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. You're going to take your first equation, which I have here in red. I'm going to write it like this. 41 equals a sub 1 plus 4d. You're going to take your other equation, which I've written as blue, as 96 equals, you write it directly below, plus 9d. Okay? You write them right on top of each other. Notice the numbers line up with the number, the equals line up with the equal, the a sub 1 side with the a sub 1, plus 40, 90. Do you guys remember the elimination method in solving the system of equations? We did this at the very beginning of the quarter. But here's what you do. You subtract them. Now, so you don't make mistakes. I'm going to switch, do the skip, change this to plus, and flip the signs. Make this a negative, this is a negative, and that's a negative. You flip the signs, and then we're going to get our final answer, right? 41, take away 96, subtract 96, 41, subtract 6, 5, 55. So I got negative 55 equals. Why do we do this? What is a sub 1 take away a sub 1? Flocka. Notice the a sub 1 disappears. 40 take away 90 is negative 5d. Can we solve for d now? Which is our common difference. How do I solve for d? What do I do? Divide by negative 5, divided by negative 5. Negative 55 divided by negative 5 is positive 11 equals our d. Now we have the d. Now do we have to figure out a sub 1, the first term. Okay, and then we're going to be in business almost. Okay. Let's see, 11 equals d. I'm running out of room here. Let's see if I can do a thing. Let's see. D equals 11. So now we have our common difference. We just plug our common difference into either one of these equations. And then we'll have our first term. You can plug it in both to check if you want. So our original equation, 41 equals a sub 1 plus 4 blank for my d, where, right, d is 11. And then you solve for a sub 1. Right? So 4 times 11 is 44. 41 equals a sub 1 plus 44. I subtract 44. 41, take away 44 is negative 3, equals my first term. Now, if you want to check, you can plug it in this one. You should get the same answer. 96 equals a sub 1 plus 9 times, and I got 11 there, right? So 9 times 11 is 99. So I get 96 equals a sub 1 plus 99. I subtract 99, and guess what I get? You don't need to do this, but it's a good way to check. Negative 3 equals a sub 1. So I got negative 3 for both of them. But what's the question? Find the nth term. So then we got to go all the way back. You guys ready? Now we got to go back to our original term, which was a sub n equals, we have the first term, a sub 1 plus n minus 1, and we have the common difference. Now I can plug in my first term and my common difference to find the nth term. So I'm just going to go a sub n equals, what's my a sub 1? Negative 3 plus n minus 1 times the common difference, which is 11. And then we go back to our original step, what we did on the very first problem, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to do it real quick, even though you guys, I'm sure you guys know how to do it. 11 times that, so a sub n equals negative 3 plus 11n minus 11. So we add 11, so we're going to subtract 11. Is that right? Yes. So negative 3 is 11, and negative 3 plus negative 11 is negative 14. And that's my answer. But to check, you can check it by plugging in your original terms. If you want to check, plug in 5, I should get 41. So, it's a lot. This is a lot. This is fun. How many's battery energy went down a little bit? All right. So, a sub n, I plug in 5. 11 times 5 minus 14. So 55 minus 14 is 41. So I checked my answer, I'm good. But that's my original equation. A sub n equals 11n minus 14. That's your final answer. It's a lot. But let's think about what we did. We had to find the common difference. So we lined them up. Let's see. Here we go. First, we had to find the common difference. So I plugged in this term. I plugged in 5. I got this. Plugged in 96. I plugged in 10. I got this. Then you lined them up. This way? Doesn't it go down? Anyway, then you lined them up, and then you solve for D, right? Then we got the D, and then we plugged. Then I plugged my D into those original equations, right? Then I got a sub 1. Then you got to plug a sub 1 and your D back into your nth equation to get the final term, and that's all. It's a lot. It's not that hard. It's just a lot to do, right? But if you think about the steps, hopefully it's easier. Anyhow, I think, and this shows you. Okay, so we did it right. Plugged in the terms, lined them up, then we subtracted. We got 11 for D, and then we plugged in our D into our original equation, and then we also had to solve for. We also had to figure out a sub 1, and then we got that. Boom. And that's it. I used to look like him when I was younger. That's why I kind of put it up there. I know, dear, I don't. But huh? No, it's okay. But okay, you think so? But people also used to say when I was younger, I used to look like Steve from Blue's Clues. I used to say that too. So anyhow, are you guys good? I think